think my first concert was David Bowie in like 1969.
Wow.
Local swimming club.
Wow.
And I was just more. It was just the gathering of people and the way they were all look on their faces. They were staring at the stage, and the volume of the music wasn't hurting my ears. But it was just so big, and I just thought, wow, I want to do that.
Right.
And
were you playing yet?
yeah, I was jamming around on the piano. I didn't know. I was just speaking in tongues. I just knew it felt really great when I stopped. All this stuff was coming out, and then I started doing it in the music room at school. And the music teacher said, "You know what? You can come in whenever you like." So kind of started off like that.
Oh, that's good. And then, like so many other bands, it was just you started falling in with guys you were going to school with who were having the same dream.
Yeah, in fact, again, my older sister was dating a drummer who had a band.
Si?
Yeah, I'm here. They had a band at college. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can't tell if Jesse?
Yeah, I can hear you. All good here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, Ian. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
Something's gone down with the line. I'm just going to keep talking here.
Just keep talking, but I'm here.
Jesse? Anybody? Gina?
You're in
everything went dark.
you're in a pod. You've been kidnapped.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I had a dropout there a little bit in my audio, so I missed a little bit of that, and I'm sorry if I threw you off by disappearing for the moment.
No, I was responding to your panic call out for help. Hello!
Good. Thank you.
There?
I don't know what happened, and just suddenly you were right in the middle of saying something so interesting, and then I was the only one talking. So
Yeah, no, I was just saying that my sister was going out with a drummer.
Right.
She was in a band. She was 4 years older than me. I went to see the band, and I thought their song sucked, so I kind of barged my way in. And I was, 4 years their junior. In those days, 4 years was a big age difference, but I didn't really care. And they accepted me into their midst, and I'm still playing with that same drummer today. That's Adam Woods, who's the drummer in the Sticks. I've been playing with him since I was 13, and he's kind of mentored me. Tells me when what I do is crap, and tells me when what I do is good. So it's always good to have an editor in your midst,
Yeah, what's the crap to good ratio these days?
Phew. I don't know. It's everyone 10 to 1 in favor of crap, but you're putting it out.
Yeah, we'll find out what's good. So you got, the interesting thing about this, about the fix, if I can, and then, here I am telling you about your career, so jump in anywhere this is wrong. But I was a disc jockey for years before I was given the great opportunity to get into talk radio. In fact, I was actually jamming talk radio into the music radio that I was working for, so I was taking longer and longer breaks and doing longer and longer interviews. But I loved the fix, and I thought that you all had something that a lot of the other new wave bands didn't have. And some of it was, you had a real nice kind of new wave vibe to you all, but it wasn't, you weren't crutching on the gimmickry of the new wave music genre.
That was the kind of fashion period that we found ourselves in was just, happenstance. We weren't really paying too much attention to it. But the collection of guys, as the band formed, everyone had a particular sound. Jamie, the guitarist, has a unique sound and way of playing, and when you marry that with Rupert, his keyboard style also is very unique to him. The two of them created this huge ethereal soundscape that wasn't very busy, and it was huge, so I could just throw up a few lyrical ideas like parachutes, and they would just float up there like flares, and the enigma would just be hanging around for ages. And then you just put a kind of a good beat behind it, and you have these tunes that just pushed aside the confusion or rattle that was around it and just gave a little kind of injection of stillness, I think. And people back then, maybe they were in college, their lives were full of hope, and they were young, full of adrenaline and hormones and everything else, but the messages were going in, and it's maybe today, when they hear them again, I hear Saved by Zero all over the place, and people kind of go, I finally get it, and
right.
a lot of people start to quote that song in a financial term,
Interesting.
I didn't really write it in that tone, but I just wrote it from the point of view that the emptier you are, the fuller you can feel, in a way.
Right.
Something that a book I'd read, it's called The Experience of Nothingness, and it really connected with me. But that song went out there, and in the 80s it was all credit cards and bing bang boom and excess and loving it. But now that the lights have gone out and it's all cold, that song is kind of there like a little candle, just going, maybe there's some reason. And I'm just discovering that message for myself too. It's kind of speaking to me as much as it is to anyone else.
Well, I love that. And it Saved by Zero, one thing leads to another. Red Sky, Stand or Fall, Sign of Fire, and several other songs which got a lot of, in the United States anyway, got a lot of rock album play as opposed to necessarily top 40 play. But a corpus of which you should be very proud.
I am proud of it. I think, looking back, I had the luck to grow up with a very interesting father. He was the kind of guy that he'd either be full sunshine or dark clouds. He was a political scientist, and if he happened to see something good going on, he was in a good mood, and if he was sensing something bad coming along, he'd be in foul mood.
Well, it sounds like he'd fit in very well on this show, Coast to Coast. So hang on, we'll get more with Cy Curnin, lead singer of The Fix. They're going to be touring, he's going to be touring coming up. We'll tell you about that in just a minute. We'll also throw up the phone numbers for you, and we'll talk a little bit more about why The Fix has been in the news lately, too. On Coast to Coast, this is Ian Punnett.
Enjoy all the very best of Coast on the go. Now on your iPhone. Download the app directly from the App Store or visit coasttocoastam.com to learn how.